And I learned that it makes a difference. This was the diving board area, and I was one of the guards, and there weren't allowed to, there was a 3-meter board. And if you fell off sideways, you landed on the darn cement over there. And Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did, and back in those days, to show how things have changed, one of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up and drag you off. Well, he came off, and he said, I'll meet you outside. My car, these were all public housing behind it. My car, there was a gate out here. I parked my car outside the gate. And he said, I'll be waiting for you. He was waiting for 3 guys in straight razors. Not a joke. There was a guy named Bill Wright, Mouse, the only white guy, and he did all the pools. He was the mechanic. And I said, what am I going to do? He said, come down here in the basement where mechanics, where all the pool filter is. You know the chain, there used to be a chain that went across the deep end. And he cut off a 6-foot length of chain. He folded up, he said, you walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, you may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head. I said, you kidding me? He said, no, if you don't come back. And he was right. So I walked out with the chain. And I walked up to my car. And they had, in those days, you used to remember the straight razor. You'd bang them on the curb, get them rusty, put them in a rain barrel, get them rusty. And I looked at him, but I was smart then. I said, first of all, I said, when I tell you to get off the board, you get off the board, and I'll kick you out again, but I shouldn't have called you Esther Williams. I apologize for that. I apologize, but I didn't know that apology was going to work. He said, you apologize to me? I said, I apologize for that, not for throwing you out, but I apologize for what I said. He said, okay, close the straight razor, and my heart began to beat again.
Introducing a razor that works differently. The Gillette Skin Guard, designed with a guard between the blades that helps protect skin. It guards against razor burn on the neck and irritation on the face. Get the shave you've been waiting for. Gillette Skin Guard.
Everybody, I'm here to put the record straight about this guy right here.
Well, tell him everything, man.
The chair was right here. This chair was right here. This chair was right here. The pool and the diving pool was here. And we had a way of 3 or 4 gangs over here. The Romans, Riverside, the Park, and other gangs would come. And the Romans was like the oldest gang compared to everybody else. And Joe came in, and one thing they didn't like us doing was bouncing on the diving board, especially the high diving board. But we was good. So everybody liked to play the dozens. So Joe heard us play the dozen. We used to talk about our moms, and you know how it was, Herman, and how this and that. So when Joe told Corn Pop to stop, don't bounce on the board, Joe used not only Esther, but he used some French language, okay? You know what I mean? Some French language, because Joe was good at using French language, okay? So Corn Pop, I think went on when the pool came out. So they start instigating Joe. They said, Joe, you're gonna get your A whip. He's gonna cut you. He's gonna get his boys on you. You better not walk home tonight. Don't come back to the pool again, okay? Joe went to the manager who was controlling the pool, and he tried to ask the manager, And the manager told Joe, said, well, you better get some help, get the police or something. At the time, we wasn't scared of the police because we was breaking up the gangs. We just had a meeting on the Hill and about the black movement. Everybody was going to the movement of Malcolm, Martin, Gandhi, and Margaret Atwood, all of them. And we were stepping from one place to another place, into another life. And Joe got nervous, but he stood his ground. Corn Pop wasn't after him. Corn Pop put fear into him. Everybody else, Chop Smalley, Merk Wiggins, all of them put fear into him. And he, after years, he came up to me and said, what about Corn Pop? What about Corn Pop? I said, man, Corn Pop ain't one about you, but I was wrong. How many people can say when they do something, I'm wrong? Especially in a black neighborhood. That the neighborhood, this Barry took over this community because this community was Irish. All this was Irish. They had a skating ring, ice skating ring we couldn't go into. They had this pool we couldn't go into. But with Joe's help, as a public defender, as a county councilman, as a person that wasn't scared to walk the community, this pool changed. When Joe came here, it changed. Because we showed Joe that we could accept white people. We wasn't mad at white folks. We didn't have a racist bone in our body. We young folks that was trying to understand the movement of life. Took Joe by the hand, took him over Riverside. I told Joe, have a seat. I said, now, if a roach come on you, if you get a mayonnaise jar with some Kool-Aid in it, if the kids come up and sit in your lap, just smile and say, everything gonna be all right.